A reading from the works of St. John of the Cross. The first cause from which they often proceed is the pleasure which human nature takes in spiritual things. For when the spirit and the sense are pleased, every part of a man is moved by that pleasure, to delight according to its proportion and nature. For then the spirit, which is the higher part, is moved to pleasure and delight in God, and the sensual nature, which is the lower part, is moved to pleasure and delight of the senses, because it cannot process and lay hold upon aught else, and it therefore lays hold upon that which comes nearest to itself, which is the impure and sensual. Thus it comes to pass that the soul is in deep prayer with God according to the Spirit, and on the other hand, according to sense, it is passively conscious, not without great displeasure, of rebellions and motions and acts of the senses, which often happens in communion. For when the soul receives joy and comfort in this act of love, because this Lord bestows it, since it is to that end that he gives himself, the sensual nature takes that which is its own likewise, as we have said, after its manner. Now, as after all, these two parts are combined in one individual, they ordinarily both participate in that which one of them receives, each after its manner. For, as the philosopher says, everything that is received is in the recipient after the manner of the same recipient. And thus, in these beginnings, and even when the soul has made some progress, its sensual part, being imperfect, oftentimes receives the Spirit of God with the same imperfection. Now when this sensual part is renewed by the purgation of the dark night, which we shall describe, it no longer has these weaknesses, for it is no longer this part that receives aught, but rather is in itself received into the Spirit, and thus it then has everything after the manner of the Spirit.